Hey everybody, it's Flip. So today is a reaffirmation of how you don't own a house. A house owns you. So anyway, so today the upstairs air conditioner, and yes, I have reached that level of wealth where I have an upstairs and a downstairs um, air conditioner. Yeah, pretty neat. Sounds great till you have to work on it. But today, the upstairs air conditioner has decided that the air conditioning coil, and I do apologize if I get any terms incorrect. I am not an AC expert. I am a jack of all trades and master of none. But the upstairs coil has decided that it's going to clog the drain line for the condensation fluids, and so it overflows onto the back. And now in the spare room, which is the wife's office, has conveniently ruined the ceiling and dripped down into there. So I got that part taken care of. Got it dried out. Found out where the leak was and came up here. And so yeah, the drainage part is not draining. So we're going to try to fix that today, which is going to require quite a bit of disassembly. So if I can edit this, which I probably won't, I'll probably just put it right on YouTube for my own satisfaction. Yeah, we're going to disassemble it and see what we can find. Maybe we can fix it and limp it along for another season, which would be preferable because I believe the repair cost the last time I checked on this just for the coil was going to be about $1,000. And the system is very old and it needs to be replaced. So we're probably looking at $6,000 to $8,000 for a new system. And then having somebody come out and, basically telling me my stuff is all jacked up, which I know. But anyway, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take the air plenum off and take a look down in there and see what we can see. Got my favorite tool, which is the Leatherman multi-tool. I got this one actually for Christmas. Haven't used it yet, so might be a little rusty here. Let's see. It's got some sort of lock. It's got to be closed, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's got to be closed. Handy dandy knife. I'm just gonna trim off the old metallized tape here and get the top plenum off and see what we can see here. Yes. By the way, it is an absolute beautiful, beautiful Saturday out there today. And for you all that don't know me all that well, my favorite activity is sleep. And there's not enough hours in the day for me to get enough sleep. So it would be a great day to just be chilling out in the bed. Old tape off here. The older I get, the more I realize that my time is worth more than my money. And again, like I said, I'm at that wealth level where I have 2 air conditioners. So, probably best take the entire thing off. As you can probably guess, it's not going to be pretty. Alright, let's see what we got. This easily comes apart. I don't this vent out of the way. Get in there and let's take a look around. Oh, my kingdom for a screwdriver. Let's see. I mean, it's a Leatherman. It's got to have a screwdriver, right? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Path of least resistance usually leads to a longer journey. You know, I've been asked before how I got so smart, and I had to admit at the time that it was because I did so much stupid shit. So. And of course, the obligatory drop a screw down where you'll never get it again. That's always a good one, you know. If I have any former students watching, you are correct. I am wearing my riding ring, my watch, and I don't have any safety glasses. And some of you might remember my first brief of the day was no watches, no rings, no jewelry, safety glasses. But don't do as I do. So, same thing. Let's see if we can move this light over. Oh yeah, not pretty. We have an enormous amount of rust, of course. You know, anytime you've got moisture somewhere where there's metal parts. In this case, it's galvanized steel, but it's so old that it's rusted through. But I already knew that the coil had a small leak in it, and I've been having the good old air conditioner guy come out and reservice that once a season. But the air conditioning unit is so old that they no longer have the Freon for it. Like I said, I'm not an AC expert, so I have no idea what kind of Freon goes in it. But, I'll leave the person unnamed, but I did have a acquaintance of mine, a friend if you will, say that we could possibly service it with butane. And for those of y'all that say, oh my god, butane's flammable, well, Freon's flammable as well. So we're going to take this little vacuum, I'm going to suck out as much rust as we can, get the opening back up so at least it'll drain the water. Turn the air conditioner back on, and if it gets cool at all, we will call it good for another season. And my wife and I are slowly but surely putting our little pennies away for a new air conditioning unit, which our budget is right around $8,000, which sounds outrageous, but that'll get us a new outside unit, air conditioning coil, and the heater. Plus, we have quite a few ducts that we want to have re-engineered up here, and that's way beyond my capability. And of course, none of this stuff ever happens until it's summer, and we're in the attic, of course. And yeah, so I'd rather somebody else be sitting up here in 300-degree temperatures than myself. So maybe we can wait till fall and make it easy on them. Who knows? All right, it's gonna get loud. nice Harbor Freight snake here. Let me see if we can push the rust out of the drainage here. Oh, definitely. See where on the side here it's been pouring down pretty good. I'm pretty sure that's because the rust was clogging up the hole here. Where all that soot came from. Probably not a good thing when you have, you know, soot in your area up here. It's probably something, you know, probably we're on the verge of carbon monoxide poisoning downstairs. But not to worry. I've thought of that, and since the system's so old and I worry about it, I got some carbon monoxide detectors, and I check them every month to make sure that I'm not killing my family or myself. You know, when you're a homeowner, you gotta think about these things. So. So of course, before I cover all this up and retape and all that stuff, you know, it's always a good idea to do a good operational check on that right there. So I'm probably gonna go downstairs, get a glass of water, pour it in there, make sure it's draining properly and not back out of the pan and onto the spare bedroom ceiling. Turn on the air conditioner, see if it's even still trying to get cold up here, and if it does, then we'll call it good for another season, and hopefully the wife doesn't get rained on while she's doing her work at home. You know. Yeah. Be right back. All right. So I couldn't find a glass, but luckily I'm married to the most awesome, wonderful woman in the world who loves knickknacks, and there just so happened to be this nice little vase in the bathroom there. So I emptied it out of, I don't know what it could have been, but something was in the vase, and I tried some more. So we're gonna give this a shot here. All right. Grab this super bright light. In case you didn't know, you know, we're in the age of LEDs now. Old halogen lights used to knock them around, blow the bulb out, cost you $20 to replace it. But Craftsman had this, not that I'm a Craftsman fan, but Craftsman had this nice little LED light, nice and bright. I think it was like $15. Yeah, it appears that it's now draining properly. Now, I don't see anything on the outside. I will replace that tape. Got a towel up here, so I'm going to pull off the drain just to make sure that we got water coming out of it, which we do. Okay. All right, so again, not a permanent fix, but the temp fix is working, which means by the time the end of the summer comes, the wife will be getting rained on again. And yeah, hopefully we'll have our little pennies saved up by then to get a new one. Because let me tell you, we've had to dig into that fund quite a bit here lately. So that's a little behind, but that's another story. All right, so we're gonna, I think I'm gonna tape it up before I do the plenum. I think that's the proper word. If there's any guys that I know that are watching this that know the proper terminology, that would be great. I did go get some flame resistant tape. Now this is one of the crappy things about not being in the military anymore, because I would have just went and got a roll of speed tape from Old Supply, maybe some Double Bubble and whatever else I could carry out, and you know, your tax dollars at work. I'm not saying I ever did that or anything, but you know. But we got this metallized tape here. We're gonna put that back on. I don't think duct tape, even though it's duct tape, would be very good at this point. All right, how much is my? Yeah, because you know, even on Amazon, this stuff's a little bit more expensive than free. So, and Flip is all about maybe free. But, all right. Probably when I wrap all this back up, I'll come back and put a couple more layers. But that piece of tape right there, what was happening was it does have a drainage pan on the bottom for overflow. But where it was leaking, it was actually pouring down the side onto the ductwork and then into the spare bedroom. So rearrange the tape to where not if it leaks, but when it starts leaking again, it will leak down into the pan there. You always got to be an optimist about this stuff, you know? Bad stuff's going to happen, but at least you can be optimistic about the outcome. Sometimes. All right. Put this back on. Of course, that's going to be in the way. Oh, wait. Need to ops check first. Okay. I'm gonna go turn the air conditioner on. Oh, make sure to turn the switch back on. Right, so we got our return and supply. I think they call it a suction and pressure maybe or something like that, but the pressure line is definitely still getting cold. So at least that's a indicator that we do have some refrigerant still left in the system. From my calibrated hand here, see, I can keep my hand on it. It's getting a little uncomfortable. It's probably cold enough. The condenser seems to be getting cold as well. So set that back on there and take her up. So now up to this point, between getting the tools and thinking about what I was going to do and sitting on the computer for a half hour, this whole process is probably taking about 30 minutes. So that means that I need to edit this video and maybe put one of those SpongeBob 2-hour later things in there, so if the wife is watching this, she won't think that this job was just 20 minutes and done. We want to make this at least about a 4 to 5 hour process because, like I said earlier when I started, my favorite pastime is sleeping. So she's out and about right now, so I can probably finish this up and go down and maybe get a little 2-hour wink. And then when she comes back, I can hear the garage door open, run back up here and act like I'm cleaning up. And then hopefully by the time it's a little warmer up here, I'll be nice and sweaty. And so when I come down, once again, I'm the hero of the day, because according to her, Flip can fix anything, just not himself. So, you know. I think some people are probably getting a mental image of me that is probably more correct than they understand. So, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to film this. I just came up here and I said, you know, I do this all the time, and I like to think I'm a funny guy. So maybe somebody got some chuckles out of this. But for those that haven't seen me in a while, work is going good. I've been working at Aviation Institute of Maintenance for over a year now, almost a year and a half during this whole COVID thing. Quite enjoying teaching. According to my students, pretty good at it. Of course, for those that knew me in the military, I was teaching there and then I taught in Saudi, so the teaching part is easy. Yeah, that part's easy. Maintenance is easy. It's getting your students to show up and participate. It's the hard part. And, a lot of us old cranky military guys, a lot of times we forget that civilians don't operate the way we used to, so we get kind of jumbled up about that. Now there's some magic goo that you're supposed to put on here. Again, if you know what that is, you can let me know. But I saw the guy last time, he put like a paste on it and he sealed everything up. And he seemed to indicate to me that that was a very important part of the process. So I don't have that goo. And I fully suspect that come fall, we will have our pennies saved up and we will be getting this replaced. Now, one thing I did when we moved in here about 14 years ago is I decided that, you know, hey, we need to put some more insulation in, so we blew in some insulation. Do not do that until it's the dead of winter. Because as you can imagine, it is literally, I don't know, figuratively, a couple hundred degrees up here, and you will pass out. And hopefully if your wife loves you, she'll come get you. If not, you'll pass out and die. And then she'll collect life insurance. So don't do it in the summer. Or I don't even think I did in the summer. I think I did in the spring. And it was like super freaking hot. I don't know how that stuff works. I think something about convection currents and closed spaces and I don't know, something. Anyway, black roof, tar shingles. And of course, the backing on this tape is a pain in the butt. And if you're still watching by now, you're just a glutton for punishment. That's what you are. The other thing you got to do when you're done with this kind of stuff is you really need to clean up your tools. So if you do a job like this and about 6 months later you're looking for a screwdriver or a pair of pliers, or hell, even your shop vac, probably you left it up here. I've been known to do that too. I very rarely, in my job, I preach and preach and preach about tool control and putting tools away. But very, very rarely, like the ring, watch, and no safety glasses. Very rarely do I do that at home. Hope that doesn't get me fired. Somebody from work see this, this whole new social media thing. New. Been around forever. I don't think this tape is going to give up its backing. Anyway. You would think they would be real smart, put like a slit down the back, but I'm pretty sure you got to pay for that extra, that roll that looked the same, that was $5 more. Probably had a feature like that. Yeah. So you say, you get what you pay for, right? Let's see here. How can we get this to release? Okay. I hear the spousal unit downstairs. There's the daughter. So one of our daughters today is going to get her second COVID shot. I'm a one and done kind of guy, so I searched around. Well, actually I didn't search around. Our school offered the Johnson & Johnson, so I went and got that. And the day after I got it is when the government in Georgia decided that, oh crap, we need to shut this down. There's something wrong with the vaccine. And I'll admit to you, I don't watch very much news or anything, so all I see is like Johnson & Johnson vaccine headline, and then I never read it, but something happened. Blood clots or some life-threatening thing happened, and they got all bent out of shape about it. And, 1 person out of 2 million died, so I'm gonna shut that shit down. Oh, how many people die from smoking every year? I'm gonna shut that shit down. I know Georgia will be the last state in the union, or whatever you call it. It'll be the last state to legalize marijuana, but and then I saw a headline the other day that said they were gonna do away with menthol cigarettes. And I thought to myself, I said, they really do want riots in the street. I said that to an individual, and they said I was being racist. I said, no, I said, that's not racist. I said, that's a stereotype. Difference between stereotype and being racist. Stereotypes can sometimes be fun. And in this case, I'm a smoker. And I have smoked cigarettes with a lot of brothers. And the majority of those brothers have always smoked menthol cigarettes. So the person that didn't get the joke, probably a little too sensitive for that joke, but I thought it was a good joke. If you want riots, ban menthol cigarettes. It's not putting any light or lessness on what the real riots are about. I think sometimes we just need to lighten up as human beings. Because there's always going to be racists in this world. There's always going to be bigots and anti-something. Best thing to do is just turn the news off. Never watch it. Not even the Weather Channel's right. You notice that?
You're talking
Hmm? So this is my youngest down here. She thinks I'm going nuts because I'm talking to myself. She doesn't realize I got the camera going.
Yeah, who are you talking
That's right. So yeah, I'm just doing a recording for this repair.
Are you live streaming?
Yeah, I'm live streaming. Well, it's not live streaming. I'm just recording it. So. She's looking at me like I'm an idiot. But she knows I'm an idiot. She actually really scared the shit out of me right there. I'll tell you what, that extra $5 for that tape I could have got probably would have been really good right about now, because I know a lot of tricks for getting the backing off the tape and how to keep the backing from sticking to the tape. I know these things, and none of my tricks, tips, or anything else are working on this one. So yeah, I should have paid the extra $5 for the split tape. Live and learn. So now my daughter is back. Abby, what are you gonna do? Oh, she's going somewhere. But let me tell you, she's a Wilson. And if she wasn't having to go somewhere, she too would be climbing back into bed because she likes to sleep as well. She probably likes to sleep more than I do, but she's young, stays up late. I just get tired. Ah, there we go. Felt a little leak over here. Anyway, I'm not going to bore y'all for any more with that. We didn't go on 30 minutes, and that's pretty much the max that anybody wants to watch a video. Actually, YouTube's about 10 minutes. But anyway, like I was saying, if you're going to buy a house, think about it, because you do not own a house. A house owns you. There's something to be said about renting. Yeah. Especially if you ain't got to cut your own grass. But so anyway, it's getting a little warm up here. It's probably about maybe 100 degrees up here. I'm gonna finish taping this off. Thought some people would like to see my ugly face, maybe get a chuckle out of this video, see what I was up to, because I don't get out around my friends very much. But yeah, but anyway. So that's it. So I'll be signing off. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope life's treating you good. Staying away from the COVID. And peace be with you.